What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. We hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport and cards. I am Dom with the return of the great man Source. He's back, baby. How you going?
Back and better than ever. Um, I'm good. I'm good, refreshed, and ready to rock and roll for another show. And mate, Dom, I just seen 294 shows, 294 consecutive weeks. Double coverage has been running. We will be raising the bat for the triple century very very soon. We
Should
might
check
we
when
might have
that's
to
going to be.
we might have to do a giveaway or something if we get to that show. We might have to organise a giveaway for people that tune in to that show. Someone that comes in live will win something, I reckon. But it's been a massive week in sports, mate. Massive week in sports. Obviously, we must obviously congratulate the Seattle Seahawks first and foremost, and our boy Matty Cams, his team winning the Super Bowl. We said we did want to see them win it for him specifically, and the best part is fucking Sammy Darnold getting the job done. He went to the Jets. Everyone wrote him off. He's a dud. He's a dud. Dud this, dud that, dud. You know, you should invest in his cards. And here he is winning a Super Bowl. And, well, his
Not a
cards
bit.
probably aren't going to even go anywhere at all.
But he was
Because,
he had a 14-3 record at Minnesota last year, and they got rid of him. And they said the only reason he had that, like people, not directly to the media, but it was implied that the only reason he had a 14-3 season is because of Justin Jefferson carried him. So they took the opportunity to move off of him. And the Seattle Seahawks have gone and embraced him, taken him in. He's had another 14-3 season, and he's gone and won a Super Bowl source.
what can we
Unbelievable.
say?
But their
What can we say?
defense, Matty Cams did message after we tagged him in the post, and he said, honestly, it was a mirror image of when they won with Russell Wilson. The defense was unbelievable. I think Drake May got sacked 8 times.
Defense wins championships. I mean, how many
Like,
times will we say this when it comes, to NBA as well? You need to have a top defense to have a chance to win it all, and I think it's also just as important in NFL. Your defense has to be up there to match
100%.
it. You can have an outstanding offense, but if your defense can't make the plays to keep it within a reasonable score line to give your offense the opportunity, you're never going to have a chance. So, congratulations, Seattle Seahawks and all their fans, rejoicing now winning Super Bowl, winning the Super Bowl, and you know New England fans, sorry, Drake May,
Drake May sacked
he's
6 times, confirming.
he, he's it's obviously no Tom Brady. So yeah,
He
what
did
can you
have a
say,
better
Doma?
he did have a better quarterback rating than Sam Darnold in the game, which is interesting too. But I'm not sure if you caught it. I did catch it. Obviously, they didn't score till the last quarter. The Patriots, they were down 12-0, and then they lit them up in the last quarter, 17-13, and finished the score with 29-13. Drake May tries to force it a bit, throws a pick, and pretty much that was the end. Also, big props to Dickinson, the Aussie punter, who was in the MVP talks source because of how well he punted the ball. I don't think the kicker's ever going to get it, the punter's ever going to get the award, but he kicked the balls, he punted the ball so well.
That would be
So
the first time in history of a punter somehow
probably
won the MVP.
two Aussies back to back Super Bowl champions. Obviously, Jordan Mailata last year for Philadelphia, and this year I think it's Craig Dickinson. I think so. Awesome, great to see the Aussies dominating. Apart from that, the only other talking point in this whole entire game, considering it was batshit boring, was Bad Bunny. I'm not sure if you saw the halftime show in all in Spanish. So I think it's Spanish. This was speaking Puerto Rico. You can fact check me on that, but that was the biggest talking point because the only English was Lady Gaga. Well, I can't talk on it. It's not my country. So not my monkey, not my circus. But I thought it was okay. It wasn't the best Super Bowl halftime show I've ever watched. Wouldn't
There's
be in the
definitely no
top
Snoop
10.
Dogg at the AFL. Surely
That's right. That's right.
that I reckon the AFL had topped it this year with Snoop Dogg, DOGG
So,
on the performance pre-game. But
well,
nonetheless, obviously, congratulations, Seattle Seahawks. We'll start the show there.
it's
And
NFL done for the.
NFL done. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll just say this, and it's, now is the time to beginning to be looking at buying your NFL cards because obviously NBA season's leading up into playoffs. The MLB will be kicking off sooner than you think, and people will be putting their money back into that. So, if you are looking to pick up some NFL cards for your PC, now is the time to beginning to start that search because as, the attention is off NFL, the prices will obviously cool off a little bit and then you'll be able to pick up some nice cards for your PC or for whatever purpose you wish to, flip maybe later on. But that's the cycle, ladies and gentlemen, and we would know, Doma, because we're 294 shows consecutively in, and we've seen this over a period of 6 years, essentially, that this is how the cycle works. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Keep that in mind.
There you go, Source. You can always start looking at the cards now. You can just buy into the hype like everyone. Get the card and then sell it because he's got a brain. The hobby goat. There he is.
The hobby goat.
So pick your players wisely and do your research before you buy. That's all
I did hear see someone post about quarterback investing over the last sort of 14 years has been an absolute cancer. You've got, like, if you go back and who's won the sort of who's won out of quarterbacks over the last 10 or something years, it's like very, very slim pickings. You've got like Jalen Hurts, Mahomes, Darnold, and
Brady.
you've got Brady in there. It's very, very slim. Very, very slim.
Matt Stafford.
Yeah, Stafford. It's not really.
I'm thinking hard here. I'm
all,
thinking
all the big sort of quarterbacks that have come out that people have dumped a heap of money into, Herbert, Schmerbert, and Burrow and all those guys.
Well, Brady's won 3 in the last 10 years. I'm going to have to get fact checked on this. Brady 3, Mahomes 2, Darnold 1, that's 6. Stafford 1 is 7. Jalen Hurts is 1 is 8. And then, I'm not sure. I'm just being generous giving Tom Brady 2, to be honest. Could be 3.
We don't know the exact facts, but all I'll say is it's a risky game.
But we've spoken about this on the show before, Source, where, remember, we brought up the whole league, and at the time there was literally 3 Super Bowl winning quarterbacks in the whole league at that point because of the turnover in the position. And we're like, look at the competition. This is who you've got. And the funniest thing was, it was Breeze, Brady, Russell Wilson, and it wasn't even Mahomes at that stage yet. So it was like,
might have been Rodgers.
Rodgers. Yeah. So that's who it was. It was like 4 guys that had been in the league for 10 years. It was cooked. It was actually cooked when we brought it up, and we said it. And it was on this exact point, the speculating about Herbert and Burrow, and we said, don't put all your eggs in the one basket because it's very, very hard to win a Super Bowl. It's very hard.
Very hard.
So, hello, Magda.
Good to have you in, mates.
Super Bowl game was pretty good. You enjoyed it. The halftime entertainment was good as well. Bad Bunny and Lady Gaga. Very nice. I'm glad
I
you
don't even know
enjoyed
who
it.
Bad Bunny is. Who the hell is Bad Bunny?
Nor do the players because they were asked. Some random guy was asking all the players, and they're like, "I don't know who that is." Like, it's pretty funny. He's the most. In saying that though, he's the most streamed artist in Spotify history. I'm pretty sure. So you can. There's a lot of fact checking that's going to have to happen tonight, but I'm saying some wild and outrageous things, but I think that one's actually fact. That's it on the NFL. Saucy, I have NBA on here. We went through all the trades last week, but I don't want to rehash anything, except I need to get your honest opinion on James Stripper Man Harden going to the Cavs. It's probably the biggest trade that happened for Darius Garland.
Yeah, I don't think it's that. I think it's a good move by the Cavs. Actually, I think with that backcourt, Garland and Mitchell, you're severely undersized. So now you're taking out Garland, you're bringing in James Harden. You're not losing anything in terms of facilitating the ball or a guy that can assist. You'd say Harden's probably even better than Garland in assisting and facilitating. And then you're also adding a bit of extra size and height in that backcourt. So now you don't have two undersized guys there. They did have to move off Evan Mobley, which is, I know they had to trade him as a piece, which is probably a bit unfortunate. But I don't think it's that bad of a move. I don't see with the current roster that they had, they were going to have a chance to get it done. But maybe with James Harden, if he can stay fit and, they have a chance. Because, in that East, it's open. It's open in that East, You got Tatum to still come back for Boston. And he's coming back off, I think, what was it, an Achilles. That he did. So, that's a tough one, sort of a tough injury to come back off. But outside of that, in that East, Detroit looks like they're playing decent basketball, but will it hold up when it gets to playoffs? They're good defensively, so maybe it will. But, yeah, look, I don't mind it. I thought it was not a bad trade. I think they've improved out of that. So, they're trying to win now, Cleveland.
Clearly,
so
yeah.
And I look, not to say that Garland isn't a good player. It's just at that size, if you're not like at the level of Damian Lillard, say at that size, you're a liability to your team. That's just a fact because, or if you're not at the level of Stephen Curry at that size, you're a liability to your team. He's just so undersized. Though, the NBA is all about switching on defense now. They switch everything, and you switch him onto the guys that are bigger than him. He's just going to get bullied every time. That's what they try to do with Donovan Mitchell, and then having both of them there, they had two guys that you could bully that were undersized. So now you bring in Harden. He's not, he's a bit more, taller and has a bit more strength than Garland. So I think there's going to be less opportunity for teams to take advantage of the mismatches with them. And you don't lose anything on offense, really. When you think about it,
on the offensive side of it.
So, and you don't lose anything on defense because you can't turn around and say that Darius Garland was, an A-grade defender.
That's
so. I like the trade. When I first seen it, I thought that it was a pretty good move by the Cavs. So
they kept Evan Mobley as well.
Oh, they did keep Evan Mobley.
They kept
Evan
Mobley. I was going to say Garland and I think a pick.
That's good.
So
So yeah,
they kept their size, and
that's what
then
you want.
they upgraded in the position, you could say. So offensively, that's for sure. The only problem is he's like one of the biggest chokers in the playoffs. That's a James Harden issue to worry about because Donovan Mitchell isn't really a choker in the playoffs.
No, Donovan Mitchell's proven he can step up.
So yeah. Anyway, good to get your thoughts on it, mate. I'm very happy that we got to get that one out. Obviously, the other one was Anthony Davis going to the Wizards, and the Wizards now have him, Trey Young, Kuz, Saar. I think Saar's there anyway. So I don't know. They've literally got a team full of guys that get injured. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
With the Wizards.
Look, on paper, the team looks good, but whether they can all stay fit and gel together, that's another thing. Do they tank as well to get a better pick so that they can add more to that team?
That's right.
Tank more than they already are.
That's it.
Let's see.
All right, so let's push through. We're going to get to the EPL next and check out what's happening there because it's been great for two teams that are supported on this show. That's for sure.
Very good. It's been very good. Round 25 gone by. EPL results kicked off with Leeds defeating Nottingham 3-1. Then you had your boys, Manchester United, defeating Tottenham Hotspurs 2-0. Bournemouth drawing with Aston Villa 1-1. Arsenal defeating Sunderland 3-0. Burnley defeated by West Ham 2-0. Fulham defeated by Everton 2-1. Wolverhampton defeated by Chelsea 3-1. Newcastle defeated by Brentford 3-2. And then you had Brighton defeated by Crystal Palace 1-0. And Liverpool defeated by Manchester City 2-1. And Doma, with that win by your boys, you have now won 4 on the trot. 4 on the trot. Could it be 5? Could we be seeing the end
of the United Strand? Here he is.
United Strand hasn't cut his hair for what?
Almost 500 days.
500 days. And he said he would not cut his hair until United wins 5 games in a row. So they are on the precipice of him having to shave his head. Can it be done? Can it be done? Because you've got West Ham United tomorrow morning at 7:15 a.m. Can Manchester United pull through? Can they pull through and win 5 in a row finally after 500 days?
We've been playing pretty well, to be honest, in all honesty. The Tottenham game, I know Romero got a straight red, gets sent off pretty early, but before Romero got sent off, United should have probably had 4 goals. Straight up. I was out of my seat every time. I was doing these ones that many times. I was just like, how have we not scored? Fernandez missed practically an open cutback, and he just sprayed it across goal. Like he sprayed it past the back post. There was no one there, so we dominated them. We should have probably kicked 6 in total, even when they had 10 men. But I know we said at the start of the season they were good, but they're just as crap as when Ange Postecoglou was there, and I guess I have to eat my words because at least they won a trophy with Ange. With the current state that they're in, they're winning nothing, and they're going to win nothing for a very, very long time. They are no good. They're terrible. I'll tell you one guy that's a freak, though. Xavi Simons is a beast, Sauce. He's a beast. He's so good. He's too good for that team. So he's got to go. The rumor is we're going to sign Sandro Tonali as our next CDM.
There we go. If you keep playing the way you're playing, Dom, and you get Champions League football, as you know, Champions League football, entices better players to your club. So it's important. It's an important thing to be able to, get your team into the top four and play Champions League because better players want to come play Champions League. So
I'm just going to put it out there. I know we got Diallo. He's a good player. Cunha's good. Casemiro is retiring at the end of he's leaving at the end of the season, Magda. Casemiro. He announced that about 3 weeks ago, I think, or 2 weeks ago. But I know we got Diallo. But there's a guy at Real Madrid that gets zero, like he doesn't play. And he was linked to Man City. If we're playing Champions League, F Man City and come to United. I'm talking about Rodrigo. Please come to United. Please. Because this is the guy that I said was better than Vinicius. He gets no game time now with Mbappe in that team. He doesn't play as much as what he was. And his impact isn't as much. So he wants to leave. He's linked to City, continuously linked to City. United, if we make Champions League, you need to start being bullies again when it comes to transfers. You need to actually get on the front foot and approach the players and say, bang, we're giving you this. You got to try and snatch. This is what United used to do, snatch the best players from the teams when they were in there. They were ready to sit in the seat to sign the contract. And it was like they didn't rock up for the meeting because they were at Carrington sitting in front of Ferguson signing the contract. I'm talking about the Van Persies, the Alexis Sanchez, guys like that. You think they're going to re-sign? Bang, they're gone. Get on the front foot. Show some proactivity.
I'm just interested to see what your club does, whether they, give the job to Carrick or they bring in someone else. Who knows? Who knows where that leads to?
But then on the other end of the table, we're trying to make Champions League, and you are 8 wins away from securing the league title if you can do it. 8 wins out of 13 games.
We're nearly there.
It's exciting.
We'll bring up the table quickly after that, and then we'll go through the next round of games, which start tomorrow. So the table looks like this after round 25. Arsenal on top on 56 points. So we are 6 points clear of City. They are on 50 points in second. Then you got Aston Villa 47 points, and then you got Manchester United on 44 points. Chelsea fifth on 43 points. Manny must be getting nervous about the bet because you guys are playing some good football and won 4 in a row, as you can see, going for 5 for tomorrow. Tomorrow you got Liverpool in 6th, Brentford 7th, 8th Everton, 9th Sunderland, 10th Fulham, 11th Bournemouth, 12th Newcastle, Crystal Palace in 13th, Brighton in 14th, Tottenham in 15th, Leeds in 16th, Nottingham in 17th, West Ham in 18th, Burnley 19th, and Wolves dead last in 20th. This is Tottenham in 15th, and as you mentioned before, they got rid of Ange after he won a title, won the Europa League. That this now, from where the position they are on the ladder, this now is just as bad as when the Lakers won the title and blew up the whole team. Like, I'm putting it at that level. How you can sack a manager after they've brought you your first ever trophy, right? And I know he didn't get the results that you wanted in the Premier League, but how you could not at least give him another season, another chance after he had that many injuries last year and still bought you guys a trophy. I just don't know where the club's head's at. The chairman's and all that.
It's that bad that you won a title with the Lakers and you got rid of all your defensive guys, 3-and-D guys, KCP, and even Dwight Howard is a good defender off the bench. Like, you got rid of all them and you blew up the club to the point where Tottenham got rid of the coach and they lost their best player to the MLS. You lost Son to the MLS. where he's still good enough to dominate the Premier League. That says more about your club than Son Min-hyun. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
So
It's
Tottenham
pretty
fans,
bad.
just think about that one, and I'll just say you might actually get a lemon come the end of the season, especially if you somehow, finish just above. Well, you're going to get a lemon anyway. He's a lemons, the Tottenham Football Club. Round 26, Doma, kicks off tomorrow morning. Chelsea against Leeds, 6:30 a.m. You got Everton against Bournemouth, 6:30 as well. Tottenham against Newcastle. That's no guarantee of a win, even though it's at home. I would be picking Newcastle in that one. Then you got the big, the massive, the huge game, West Ham against Manchester United at 7:15 a.m. tomorrow morning. Could it be 5 wins in a row? Could the Mr. Strand then cut his hair finally after 500 days? We'll have to wait and see tomorrow morning. Then you got Thursday morning, Aston Villa against Brighton, Crystal Palace against Burnley, Manchester City against Fulham, Nottingham against Wolverhampton, and Sunderland against Liverpool. And then Friday morning, you got Brentford against Arsenal, and that rounds out round 26 of games. There are 38 rounds, ladies and gentlemen. So after this, there is, what's that?
12 rounds left.
12 rounds left. So before we know it, the end of season will be here. But at the moment, my boys are sitting on top. Your boys are sitting in fourth position, Doma, in Champions League spot. Still a lot to play out, but
And
it is firming up to be an absolute belter.
I'll say it again. I said it last week. United fans, keep a lid on it. Don't get too ahead of yourself. The good analogy last week from Global, which I thought I'd bring into this week's episode, is United is like Ferrari in the F1. They think when you think they're flying, they'll find some way to fuck it up. So just calm your farm. And West Ham, I know West Ham's their last source, but you brought up the ladder. They've won 3 of their last 5, lost 1 and drawn 1. So they've got points and results on 4 of their last 5 games. So they lost and then they've won. They've had 3 wins and a draw in the last 4 games they've played. So I look at that and I go, they're playing at home. They've had a good string of form in the last month. So I don't look at that as an easy beat. I look at it more when you brought the table up. Tottenham's on 29 points. West Ham's on 23 points. Nottingham plays Wolverhampton this week, who are they're in 17th or 16th, Nottingham. They win. Tottenham lose. All of a sudden, pray to God West Ham don't beat United. But if they beat United and Tottenham lose, they're a game out of relegation. That's the way I look at it. With 12 games left, source, that's a lot of pressure on a football club, especially a club like Tottenham. So, to watch this space.
Watch this space. It's not without realms of possibility that they could find themselves relegated. And what a story that would be.
Be mental. And like you said, they got Newcastle this week, so that's not an easy game for them. So yeah. All right, so let's move on to the F1 because all the liveries are now being revealed. And I went and did the Williams rating for myself last week. So I'll get your rating out of 10 for the Williams, and then we can do Cadillac and McLaren and Aston Martin together. So here's the Williams.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
They've got the Duracell up the top here. Looks like it's a burnt out air valve.
I like it. I'm giving it an 8.
Ooh, an 8. I gave it a 9 last week.
I like it.
Next up, we have McLaren.
Oh, yeah. Nice. I like this too. I like the orange. It's got that bit of black at the going through. I'm giving it an 8.5. 8.5.
I was going to give this one an 8. And then the new kids on the block, Cadillac.
Yeah. It's nice. That's a silver? That's like a silver.
Yeah, it's a silver black, and then apparently they've got two liveries. They've got this one, and then the other one is a black and silver.
I think I'm going up there with that's probably my favorite. I'm gonna go a 9 with that. I
So
like
I'm
it.
on 9.
I like it.
A lot of people source were torn between this car, and I'm on the same wavelength as you. I'm giving this an 8.5. I like it. I like it a lot, to be honest. And then the last car is the Aston Martin.
That's I'll give it a 7. I'm not saying I don't really. The green doesn't do it for me, but that's Aston Martin.
Yeah, I'm going to run a 7 with you on that one. So, all right, all the liveries are done. I'll get something sorted anyway, Source, in terms of a post. We'll have all our ratings and see what people think of it. Just a brief little sidebar. Discussions potentially on turning the Melbourne Grand Prix, the Australian Grand Prix, sorry, into a night race. There's a bit of chatter around that. I don't think it's suitable, to be honest.
They'd have to put up a lot more infrastructure. There'd
A
have
lot
to
of
be a
lights.
lot of floodlights put in, and because it
I don't
doesn't
know.
really have the
That's the capability at the moment.
yeah. So there'd have to be a big rethink of it, and I mean, if you're thinking from a patron point of view that wants to go to the F1, it already costs a freaking left kidney to get in anyway. You think, them having to invest all that extra money to set up a night race that they're not going to increase the ticket prices even more? They probably will. So, if
100% they will.
from my point of view, I would be saying no because ticket prices are already astronomical at the moment. And yeah, as I said, I don't think the infrastructure is there, and it would take a lot to set up. I think you leave the night races to the ones that we've already got. Singapore do it really well. The Vegas night race was done well. So yeah, no, I don't think it's here for Melbourne. It's always been even when it was the GP was in Adelaide, it was a day race. It's in Melbourne, it's a day race. I think we should just keep it the way it is.
They love changing so many things up. I don't know. But you might as well, if that's the case, you might as well go full street circuit. Melbourne CBD is practically closed anyway. Like, you might as well just shut off the whole city and set the track up in the city and just disrupt it anymore. Like, what's the difference, mate? Let's put it this way: if you put the infrastructure up for the race, that means you have no protests every weekend, so you probably win out of that. That's one positive that comes out of the street circuit. So anyway, that's just food for thought, ladies and gentlemen. So, but no, I'm not for the night race, to be honest. I like it how it is. Twilight's nice. It's a good time. Like, yeah, it's good. I think it's 3 o'clock into 5:30 will finish, depending red flags and whatnot. So, yeah, I'm happy with that way. Same as you saw. So that's the first thing I thought to myself. Infrastructure is going to be a massive cost. And then, as you said, that it will spill over into ticket prices. They've got to get that money back somehow. And yeah, it is costing more and more every year. So yeah, it's a no from us too. But what do we know? I guess we don't make the calls.
No,
Just hope that the
we just
people
give our
with
opinions that no one listens to, and
yeah.
what can we say? Well,
That's
I
right.
don't want to see it mainly for the fact of it,
Oh, I
for
don't know.
ticket prices, for people that
I'm the
want to go.
same.
And me personally, so obviously fortunate enough to obviously live in Melbourne. I've been to the F1 back in the day where you could go and it was a lot of empty seats. Let's just say that, and the access you had to actually get access to drivers was a lot easier than what it is now. Security and things and that of that nature weren't at the height that they are now. Was very easily, you can move around the track. It was a great time to go. Now it's that popular, not for anything because of the growth of the sport and the Drive to Survive and Netflix series that has made it, what it is now, so popular. The access and everything that you get. If you really want to get into that stuff, you're literally forking out thousands of dollars. Whereas before you could, 5-day passes, you could get a 5-day pass. If we're going back 15 years ago, it used to only cost you about $750-800. 5-day pass now, you're looking at $3,000-4,000, right? So, it's just, I'm glad that I went back. I was able to go back in a time when, things were quite affordable. Now it's very, very expensive, and even the cheapest grandstand ticket, you're up for $300 plus in the shittest grandstand.
Don't worry, mate. We'll see what double coverage can do. We'll get it sorted. We might, maybe Friday. The Friday might be an option.
There we go.
We'll talk offline.
We might have some official F1 media passes made up by yours truly that will get us access all areas, if you know what I mean.
Anyway, let's push on, Sauce. Let's get to UFC.
UFC over the weekend. We had UFC Fight Night. Bautista against Oliveira. I did not watch a second of it, ladies and gentlemen, so I cannot comment on it, but I will bring up the results and just run through the main card. Mario Bautista defeating Vinicius Oliveira with a submission in the second round in the bantamweight division. Then you had Amir Albazi defeated by Koji. Dom, how the hell do you say that? Horiguchi?
Yeah, Horiguchi. Yeah.
Koji Horiguchi out of Japan, defeating him with a third round unanimous decision in flyweight. Then you had the heavyweight division. You had Yelton Almeida defeated by Rizvan Kunev with a third round decision. Mikhail Olzejushku defeats Marc-Andre Barrault with a third round decision in the middleweight division. Then you had one Matsumoto defeated by Farid Bashrat with a split decision over the 3 rounds. And then Dustin Jacoby with a KO over Julius Walker in the light heavyweight division. I'll just scroll down, ladies and gentlemen, for anyone that wants to see any more results there, but I won't read through them. You can check it out at ufc.com/event all other results. This week there is no card, Doma. I will just double check, but there is no card. The next card comes up on the 22nd of Feb, and that is headlined by Sean Strickland against Hernandez. So we will preview that one next week.
Beautiful, Sauce. All right, let's get into Hobby Talk, which is brought to you by Double Coverage Breaks.
Double Coverage Breaks, ladies and gentlemen.
Just off the top of that, we're looking to probably do another rip and chip next Thursday. We'll be back for that. We still got F1, AFL breaks, which we're coming up to AFL season, so we've got some Eminence still in stock. If anyone is keen to join those breaks, definitely check out the Double Coverage Breaks Facebook page or Instagram. Very nice. All right, we have just some products, a few interesting things, and then Saucy's got a couple things that, one thing that definitely shocked me, that's for sure, that you sent me. This is pretty much what I have for product releases, Saucy. So just a bit of news. So obviously they're going to have a Topps Chrome Sapphire edition. Details not yet available, but it's going to be the traditional Sapphire configuration of 8 packs of 4 cards each. Historically, the F1 product is guaranteed to combine 4 parallels or short prints. So there you go. It'll mirror the Topps Chrome checklist, saucy. Just, this is release date subject to change, but Feb 12th. So that'll be, what's that, Friday here, Thursday in the States. So stay tuned for that one. All right. Do you want to run with your story? Do you want me to run with Pokemon? What are you feeling?
Well, I've got here saying, this is from, what's this from? Drop Zone AU. If you follow them on IG, they've just put something up saying that about, what does it say here? We've now confirmed with multiple sources that meaningful restocks for Scarlet and Violet sets are effectively done moving into 2026. Going forward, most stock will be front-loaded at release, plus pre-orders with little to no expectation of booster boxes or ETBs returning later. Banter Australia, the sole Pokemon TCG distributor, is shifting focus heavily towards Mega Era and future sets, moving away from the traditional 2 to 2.5 year print cycle. Think One Piece style printing, one major wave on release, very little after. Trickle restocks may happen, but nothing like 2025.
Source, you're a very lucky man because you have this booster box. But since this news, I'm not sure if you've seen it because obviously you're at the undisclosed location, but since that news was released, I had a good friend of the show, Fire Spin Collectibles, replied to this story that I put on our double coverage Instagram, and he was like, "This is crazy." And I said, "Yeah, crazy for the value of these boxes with no reprints." And since we had this conversation, the day that this was posted, I posted this. Have a look at what everyone is listing Destined Rivals boxes at. This is Australian prices, mind you, for some of the retailers here. Have a look at this. $930, $850, $950, $1,000, $1,070 on eBay. Source. It's just gone bananas, that box. That was the box that I said, oh, on the reprint, I'll be able to get one, because I missed out. Now that they're not doing it, those people like me that missed out and thought, oh, I'll be able to get a box through EB through my membership on a pre-sale, on a pre-order. Not happening, and this is what we're going to get. This is going to be one of the most sought-after sets in that series by a country mile. It had some of the biggest hits in this box, and now it's limited to what's there. People thought it was getting reprinted on the X amount of 2 years for reprints that Pokemon ran by. A lot of these boxes got ripped in breaks, personals, you name it. Not happening anymore. So whoever was ripping them in the last 24 hours was just contributing to the cycle of obviously bringing down the total in circulation and supply and demand, as we say.
That's why you got to buy them when the opportunity's there. And Cherry Collectibles was selling them at the Oz National last year for $400 a box. And I bought myself a box and I said, you know what? I like this set. I'm just going to sit on this box. And this is the thing, right, ladies and gentlemen, and people have this, this is what Pokemon Company does. They print for this thing. Guys, you're not Pokemon Company. Do you have a direct line to the CEO of Pokemon Company and know exactly what they're going to fucking do? No, you don't. So they could move the goalpost at any which moment they want to. So you buy the boxes at the price that you think is a good price and you hold on to them. And if this happens like this, where they say there's going to be no more reprints, well done to you, because you took the punt and you bought the boxes there and then. It's like me, the idiot that wanted to buy OPO 5 one-piece boxes when they were $400, $500 October last year, and like a dickhead, I didn't buy them, right? And look what's happened now. Now you can't buy one for less than $1,500.
You do know what this does too. You think about it in the long run. I sit here, and this could be a sneaky little play because I see these booster packs now going for $30. $30. I should let's have a look. Destined Rivals booster pack. Just bear with me here. Some people got them for $12. That's pretty good. Gameology selling them for $28 a pack. You know, $30 on Amazon. These ones are obviously overvalued. Some are selling them for 16, 17. Obviously, the high ones are 28. All right. Here's the little play, which is a bit crazy. These are going to go through the roof. Obviously, the packs are going to go up as the boxes go up. Makes sense. You do the math. Now, what UPC has Destined Rivals packs in them?
Oh.
The Charizard X UPC. I know there's 3 million of them. There's 4 Destined Rivals packs in the UPC. So if you have to go off of the dearest, the one I opened at the beach is $240. Off the 18 packs you get, 4 of them is half the value. The promo is $50. You're already at $170. The Oricoro is at $20. You're already at $190, and you've got 14 packs. If they're $10 a pack each, you're at $430 or $330. So you're already making money on it.
So now those Megazard UPCs don't look that bad, do they, ladies and gentlemen? With now the fact that they've got the Destined Rivals in there.
So that's other things that people should be thinking of at the same time. Obviously, your Elite Trainer boxes are going to go up. Your booster boxes are going to go up. And if you've got any special release boxes that take shared products from shared sets in their product, as the UPC is one of them, essentially, like, doing the math, it just makes sense that it's going to go up in value. It'd be stupid not to. Because if that's the case, mate, I'm buying UPCs for the fact of Destined Rivals packs. What happens if this set gets to the point source where it's like Evolving Skies? It's $3,200 for a booster box. It works out to be almost $100 a pack, and you've got 4 packs in there, and it's $400 just in the packs, and it's a $250 UPC. Like, so anyway, that's just doing the math on it all.
Food for thought, ladies and gentlemen. We put these out there. We put our thoughts out there. We discuss these things. It's up for you to decide what you do. And but yeah, look, it's a perfect example of you cannot predict what these companies are going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot predict it unless you have a direct line to the CEO of Pokemon Company, which I highly doubt many people have that line. You don't know what they're going to do. Same with One Piece. Same with, other collections of cards. Bandai and what Bandai is going to do. People think, Bandai is going to do this, Bandai is going to do that. They have the ability to reprint, special cards in other sets. Yeah, they do. They do have the ability to reprint certain cards in special sets further down the track. But you know what that means? That means that there's 2 types of that card. And then the original card that's in the original set is going to have a premium over the second card. But because not everyone's going to be able to afford the original, people are going to start buying the second one, the reprint one, that might have a slight difference to it. That Luffy card's a little bit different to the other Luffy card from the original print. And because no one can afford the first one, they're going to buy the second one. And then the second one starts going up in price. So, you need to think outside the box, ladies and gentlemen, with all this sort of stuff. And yeah, look, I just laugh at this. I laugh at this, Dom, because I think I said a while ago back on this show that, you know, I bought a Destin Rivals box at $400. I think any box you're getting for $400 to $500
That's
is a good
pretty
buy long term, and you should just keep the box sealed. And now look at this, they're going for $1,000. So if you want to flip it right now, you've doubled your money. If you want to hold it longer, you know, you make more money later down the track. But yeah, and as Norma said, there are other options with the UPCs and stuff that have Destin Rivals packs in it. And it's another reason why at the Oz National last year, I seen a guy, he had about 20 Destin Rivals packs and he was selling them for $10 each. And I said, mate, I'll take all 20. And I bought all the packs, loose packs, $10 each, because eventually it will get to the point, like I have sitting around Cosmic Eclipse packs and Unifying Mind packs. Eventually, in 5 years' time, people aren't going to give a shit that it's just a loose pack. Oh, it could be weighed, could not be weighed. Doesn't matter, because people can't afford to buy the whole box. People can't afford to buy a Evolving Skies box because it's $5,000. So they want for their collection one single pack, and they're going to have to pay $100 for one pack or $150 for one pack just for their collection. And they're not going to open that pack. They're just going to keep it sealed because they missed the opportunity to buy it when it was affordable. This is what happens in the hobby, right? And then you also get the gamblers that will open those packs, right? So, look, you got to always think what could be and outside the box thinking, and especially with this being the first Team Rocket set they've done in how many years, Dom? You know, since they've done a Team Rocket type set.
They did Team Rocket,
right? Honest. So, you know, just a little bit of.
I see value in a lot of things with this set. So it's a lot of things and I'm giving it to everyone here because I just got to double check. I think it's Jap only. I'm not sure what the reprint is on the Japanese, but if you can somehow secure the Team Rocket briefcase.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
It's another play. I don't care. It's Japanese. That's a play. You know what else is a big play source? And it's going to be worth a lot of money. The Moltres UPC that was in America only. That was a Destin Rivals UPC. The Moltres one. It never came here. That is going to be cooked. That was already at $600. With this announcement, that's going to be $1,000. I should have a look at that too. What someone got one up for? $550. That's cheap if you ask me. What's it come with? 18 booster packs. I don't know what the breakdown is on that, but yeah, there's a lot of value in Pokemon. I know a lot of people just, it's there, it's this, it's that, but when you get things like this, it's unbelievable. Anyway, I think $400 is pretty cheap for that UPC. If I can get one for $400 or so, I might actually go buy one. To be perfectly honest. Now I'll buy one tomorrow for $400. So yeah, staying on the theme of Pokemon, obviously 30th anniversary. This was an announcement. Bring up Dom's Rips, give him a plug. The Aussie. So Series 1 drops on March 30th. So it has a fan favorite starters from Kanto, Sinnoh, and Alola. So each illustration rare is packed with iconic regional throwback. So inside each collection, you'll get one promo pack, which has 3 of the following cards. So you could get Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle. So 3 of these 9 cards. They're missing one starter. But it's random. So you might get 4 of these booster packs and get doubles. So the 2 booster packs is 1 Phantasmal Flame and 1 Mega Evolutions booster pack source and a sticker sheet. It doesn't stop there. Series 2 and 3 are coming later this year to cover the remaining generations of Pokemon. So there you go, Source. That's a bit of an insight. It's going to be a blister. So it's going to be like a blister pack. It's going to have the three boosters in there. The middle one being this 30th anniversary.
Yeah, that the 3-pack. The
Well,
3-pack style.
you're gonna want the full collection of these art cards, to be honest.
I
So
think they all. I think like the way that they've got them here on this post that I'm seeing. I think if you put them all together, it makes up one big.
what it does, you can see here the Charmander and the Squirtle. They connect.
Yeah, so I believe if you get them all and then you place them all side by side, it makes up one big artwork with
Yeah,
all the cards next to each other. From what I'm seeing.
it's pretty sick. And the next one is a play. I've come with a lot of plays tonight for 30th anniversary for Pokemon. I don't know how this happens, how we get a hold of this. I'm not sure. They're available now, it says, but Time Magazine Source are releasing a special print run of Pokemon front covers for the upcoming 30th anniversary. Now, my play on this is to buy the Time magazine and get them graded. Straight up, I'll tell you what it is. Have a look at how good this looks. These Time magazines. To grade the magazine. Look at this. Ho-Ho, Charizard.
So what, you just buy the actual
Time magazine. Oh, this is Life, sorry. Life and Time. So, Life magazine, Time magazine. Gyarados. Look how good this looks. Mate, there's like heaps of them, but Jesus. So yeah, I'm not sure how you get them, but I saw them come up. So I'll see if I can.
interesting one. There's bloody collaborations happening everywhere with Pokemon now at the moment with this 30th anniversary. They're in collab mode.
This is now available. Time magazine on Amazon. You can get them for $21 a pop. Jeez, that's a lot of. It's about 10 of them. So for 210 AUD, you can have the collection.
There you go. Very interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see what does happen with them though. If people do decide to grade them and if they do have collectability going forward. Because if everyone's thinking like you, Doma, just to get them and potentially grade them, it ends up being this massive influx of graded Time magazines.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
It could flunk, could not. Who knows? Who knows? Time will tell. Time will tell. Time will tell.
Perfect.
You got anything else on Pokemon 30th anniversary?
No, I'm done.
No?
Mate. It's all to you now.
All right. Well, this is the last one, and look, I have to do a little bit more research into this myself, but I seen this video come across my IG, and I'll play the video for you guys to hear it, and it's from Pack Fresh podcast. He does his own podcast on the hobby and things, and I seen this video and I just found it a bit interesting, and I had no idea this existed, and probably going to have to go have a look into the terms and services within PayPal to make sure that this is 100% true. But I don't see why he would lie to people. He actually brings up the terms and services and shows you. So just listen to this, ladies and gentlemen, and then you might think again with about how safe paying with PayPal's goods and services actually is.
recently found out something crazy with PayPal. I have a Discord and I buy a lot of stuff through my Discord. And I had somebody reach out with some singles, totally normal transaction. They sent me pictures. They sent me the TCG list. I gave them an offer. They accepted and they said, hey, can you do PayPal goods and services? Now I've been using PayPal goods and services, friends and family. I've been using PayPal for, at this point, probably 15 years. So I sent some goods and services. I figured, hey, I'm protected. If anything goes wrong, no worries. They never sent the cards, never got a tracking, nothing. So I went to go dispute the payment and PayPal immediately declined my dispute, immediately shut it down. And
Really?
I appealed it and I was like, what's going on? I have no tracking number, goods and services. I listed what I was buying. What's going on? Appeal immediately denied. So I called them. I called PayPal and I was like, what's going on with this? I'm out $600 on these singles. Like, What's going on? And they said that they deemed the purchase for resale. I was like, of course it's for resale. What do you mean? This is my business. I buy stuff and I resell it. And they were like, well, if you look in the terms of services of PayPal, when you purchase something with the intent of reselling,
and as you can see, items intended for resale, including single item transactions or transactions that include multiple items.
It's not covered under goods and services. I had no clue this was a thing. Everybody I tell this to has the same reaction. Like, I didn't know that was a thing, but they were like, yeah, sorry. We deemed this for resale. That's not covered. So you're out of the money. So go to your bank and file fraud or something. I see a lot more.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, you may have to go get PayPal's terms of services, put it into ChatGPT and ask it, is this, legit? But I have no, there'd be no reason to think why he would lie, because he'd obviously be getting slammed in the comments. But anyone that wasn't aware, it seems as though that, which has been an unwritten rule in the hobby, you always pay with PayPal's goods and services. You cover the goods and services fee of extra 3% or whatever to make sure you're protected. Could actually not protect you, Dom. Could mean that you're not actually protected, because if it's deemed that you're going to then resell that item at a later date, it isn't covered under their terms and services, which is just crazy. So if I was you, ladies and gentlemen, when you buy something, you say it isn't for resale. I'm not going to resell it. Even though you are going to resell it later on, you tell them that you're not going to resell it. So then it is covered by their terms and services. That's my thought process to this. So I don't know. Need to do a bit more research into it. I just wanted to bring it to people's attention. Everyone thinks paying with PayPal's goods and services is, the way that you have protection with transactions. But nonetheless, it seems as though it may not protect you at all. So, yeah, it's I don't know. I'm a bit dumbfounded, to be honest, with that. And yeah, I think you just need to make sure, like with everything, read the freaking fine print. And if you don't want to read the fine print, what's the great thing these days? You have ChatGPT, and you can put the terms and conditions in there, and then you can ask it the questions that you think, that you want to get answers to quick, and then it spit you out a brief instead of you having to read the whole terms and services. But to me, that's crazy. That is just absolutely crazy to think that you could not be covered for a purchase because they deem it as you reselling something on. So, yeah, I don't know. PayPal, give PayPal a lemon, Jono says. Yeah, well, it is lemon worthy. It is lemon worthy, really, when you think about it. But, I'm trying to tell you guys here that listen to this podcast that may have not known, because I didn't know until I watched that video.
I didn't either, 2 cents.
And I always pay, goods and services. I try and have a bit of faith in people, especially if I'm dealing with, people that I known before, or people that have a lot of good vouchers in groups that I'm in. I'll just do straight direct, bank transfer and won't even worry about PayPal. But yeah, I'm a little bit dumbfounded. So yeah, just like to bring it to people's attention. Like this guy brought it to my attention. Always, you do some more research onto the topic, ladies and gentlemen, and just make sure that you don't get caught in that position. And if PayPal, if you're ever in dispute with PayPal, you tell them no, it's not. It's not for resale. I'm not planning to resell these items on. I'm planning to keep them. And obviously they hear those, then they should help you with your dispute. But yeah, just be mindful. Definitely be mindful about paying with goods and services through PayPal, and you maybe not actually being protected.
Very nice, Source. Thanks for that update. Yeah, it's very interesting, to be honest. Very interesting, concerning to an extent, but yeah, clearly, as we said, PayPal, no friends, no family at all. It's the way they look at it. Wherever the different thought process, but I agree with Magda too. He said, be careful out there, only deal with people you trust.
That's
Vouchers,
why
the way
I
to go,
still
man.
I still think buying in person at shows is probably one of the best ways to go.
See the
And
card, it's there on the spot.
yeah,
Make the purchase, cash in hand, bang, bang, transactions done. Thanks for coming. That's it.
yeah, yeah.
Don't need to worry about buying it, comes damaged or something happens. You got to put in a ticket to get this checked, and it just does your bananas in.
It really sucks. It really sucks because there's so many nuances in this hobby that you sort of need to be aware of. Especially if you want to enjoy your time in this hobby, because it can get a little bit shit in a way, because there's so many people trying to do dodgies and make a quick buck on you, and do a whole bunch of dubious stuff to rip off others. We've brought up a number of things on this show. If you go look at Dan the Card Man, he talks about numerous types of things and ways that people are doing stuff. So it really sucks. It really sucks. Like I really hate talking about shit like this, because then you're putting a downer on what is such a great hobby, nonetheless. But yeah, just be careful out there. PayPal goods and services doesn't actually mean you're actually covered. Yeah, make sure you read the fine print. So Goliath, good to have you in the chat. But nonetheless,
Also, just an update quickly before we do finish. If
Yep.
you do want one of those illustration packs, first partner illustrations, the Pokemon 30th anniversary that we just spoke about, and you are an EB Plus member, you can pre-order them right now on EB, which
Oh,
I
there you
have just
go.
done. Strictly one per person, $10 payment today, and then $25 on pickup. So head on over there and secure yours right now. At least you can get one and just have a rip. Just rip the 2 packs in there, mate. Have some fun. And then, you rip all 3 packs, and yeah, sleeve them up and collect the first 9 before the next 9 come out, and then the last 9 come out. So there'll be 27 in total to collect.
There you go. I had
Right.
no idea. There you go. There's a little tip for you, ladies and gentlemen.
I've come with a lot of Pokemon stuff tonight. I'm a bit
You have come with a lot of Pokemon.
It must be after all the shit I copped for collecting Pokemon over the weekend. I just thought maybe I just come and show all the doubters, mate, that they can go and get effed. This is what we do on double coverage.
Let's
We couldn't care
hope
less.
EB Games doesn't shut down in Australia. Yeah, well, yeah, yeah, let's hope they don't shut down, but we don't know. We won't know. We won't know at all. Tops
yeah,
EPL Chrome. Yes, I did see that, Magda. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to secure any hobby boxes for the breaks, but I did get some blaster boxes. So yeah,
Goliath,
it's something.
if you can DM me after this, if you've got any way to secure an FBO9 booster box, maybe 2, please. I don't know if pre-orders have come out or I've missed them. Please contact me. I'm keen for FBO9, and let me know if FBO8 is any good as well. We can have a chat, so I can bring it over, obviously, onto the podcast next week, as I gave the Dragon Ball play 3 weeks ago now. So yeah, been doing a bit of research, but I'd like someone in that space to shed a bit of light on it too. I DM'd a few people and no one wanted to reply to me. So I'm asking you, mate, because you are the man. So I think, boys, at Fast Break Trading Cards, we'll get Tops EPL Chrome if you want to get some. That's good to know, Source.
There you go.
Go
Give 'em a
pay
plug.
Albion.
Fast break trading cards out there in Cheltenham, I think it is.
Yeah, I think it's Cheltenham.
That's where they are.
Beautiful. And
All right.
yeah, that's it. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, keep living, loving, and breathing sport and cards. I'm done with the great man Sauce. Double coverage. Peace.
Peace out. Make sure you follow Double Coverage Breaks.
Super Saiyans, baby.
Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all sports. Double coverage.